I want to know what happened here. So we've got this Asmongold video here. He can't stop talking about me. This is like the latest in like the Asmongold and Hasan drama. And I wanted to see what this crash out was about.
If this guy was an American citizen, I would completely support his right to do
Oh,
this.
this is about, okay, I see. So this is about, there was a thing that happened over while I was on break where a person who was like leading anti-Israel protests on school campuses who is not a citizen is being deported for supporting Hamas. So there's a lot of things going on there. And I'm pretty sure that like Asmongold will talk about it because he's usually pretty thorough in his videos. So let's just see what he has to say.
If this guy was an American citizen, I would completely support his right to do this. But he's not.
You don't know anything.
He's not.
No, it
Yeah, he's
does not. What are you talking?
So having a green card doesn't make you a citizen. It's not the same thing. You don't really, I mean, whether you agree with it or not, you don't really have the same rights. Like you actually don't have a right to be in the country with a green card. It can be revoked at any time.
No, it does not. What are you talking about?
I don't really know exactly how the law works. This is what I've heard.
Then why did you spend 48 hours worth of content?
It wasn't even a green card, really. So that was a lie too. Argentines. It was a visitor's visa. Wait, are you sure about that? What was the guy's name again? We'll see. We'll see here.
Oh my God.
That's it.
And I certainly don't know all of the confines of like I don't know everything about the fucking immigration law either. Having said that, then why did you spend 48 fucking hours worth of content saying?
Anyway, he spent way more than 48, by the way.
No, it does not. That's the you can in the United States of America, you can literally fucking say you love Al Qaeda, you love the KKK.
Yeah. He has like this react of a react to a react, and then like now I'm reacting to it. So this is like 4x layer react, right? You can see Asmon here in the corner here reacting to this content, and then you have Hasan reacting to this content here, and then you have Asmon reacting to Hasan over here, and then you have me over here reacting to the whole video. Reactception.
Okay, you love Nazis. The government.
It's a chain reaction, you could say.
Yes, that's true. If you're a citizen, Hasan would be right.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
It is also constitutionally protected. He's saying
no.
Context. Under the Immigration and Nationality Act, any non-citizen, including a green card holder, is subject to deportation.
Yep. You can't, it was, I think this is literally the one right here. It's literally this thing here that if you're engaging in like, in supporting terrorist activities, you can be deported. There's probably some very specific language there, like I can look up later, but let's just see what they have to say about it.
Engage in terrorist activities. These activities include material support like any form of facilitation of the terrorist organization. In the case of Mahmoud Khalil, Hasan is muddying the waters trying to reframe this individual as just being pro-Palestine. Here are the facts.
Kidnaps. He said kidnaps. Openly kidnaps a green card holder for being pro-Palestine.
The waters trying to reframe this individual as just being pro-Palestine. Here are the facts.
So this is the guy that has been detained, is the leader of the CUAD, which was formed after SLP and JVP were suspended for pro-terror activity.
The CUAD, Columbia University Apartheid Divest, was responsible for this reenactment of Helm's Deep last year.
And so Khalil openly defends Hamas in the CUAD video on March 2025.
I think this is a bad idea. I think the people that are pro-Palestine, and like there are people in Palestine that probably are having problems and are being hurt by military actions when they have nothing to do with this. Sure, there could be people that exist like that. And it doesn't help them if you openly say like that Hamas is good. If you openly defend Hamas, it does not help their case at all in any sort of way. You automatically lose in the court of public opinion For most people, like maybe like radicals will be on your side still, but the average person is like, I don't agree with fucking terrorism and like killing random civilians. Like I'm not a fan of that. And then the thing is that a lot of the times they'll just throw a whataboutism at you, like, oh yeah, but what, are you okay with Israel killing, throwing a bomb and killing a bunch of civilians? Like, no, I can be against both simultaneously. But you're the one that's saying it's good. You see what I mean? Like it doesn't help.
We tried armed resistance, which is again.
Dude, you know what I'm gonna do? Next fucking D&D campaign I run, I'm just gonna make a boss that uses fucking children as armor. They're gonna build like a fucking plate armor and just strap kids onto it, and then I'm just gonna be like, well, what are you gonna do now?
International law, but again, Israel it is.
Because that's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. It's effectively what Hamas is doing.
Terrorism.
Yes, they're calling it terrorism because you're killing innocent people.
A boss that
COAD's
uses
anti-American
whataboutisms.
stance is clear. Members vowed
I should do that too, Sleep Monster. Thank you for the bits.
because you're killing innocent people. COAD's anti-American stance is clear. Members vowed to weaken U.S. imperialism.
Why wouldn't we deport a person who is not a citizen, who is a part of an organization, who is a leader in an organization that wants the total eradication of Western civilization? Why the fuck would we want him in our country? Like, this doesn't make any sense. That's stupid. For some reason, like, the West has just been completely like self-isekai. Like, they just want to self-isekai themselves. It just doesn't make any fucking sense at all. If this person wants the destruction of your country, why are you letting them stay in there? Why let them reap the rewards of the country, stay in the country to further spread propaganda about the total, it says right here, the total eradication of Western civilization?
March 9th, 2025, the NY Post exposed their goal. This is unbelievable. Eradication of Western civilization. The COAD organized a pro-terror event and March 24th, called Palestinian Resistance 101. Speaking at the event was Khalid Barakat, a senior member of the PFLP, a designated terror group. So they organized an event, and one of the speakers was was a member of a terrorist group. What is this? Let's just go ahead and get down to it, right? If this guy is associated with this group, and this group has done anything to whitewash Hamas or to promote Hamas, without a shadow of a doubt, they have a complete justification to deport them. But 100%. These are, in fact, what the rules are. It is a literal
it is. Rules is written. You can report them based on that.
Fact that a green card holder can be removed.
Melchior the Wise says, to play devil's advocate and to take a more extreme libertarian position, does free speech extend to all people within the United States? Or just its citizens? I think, okay, just the citizens. Because why would you allow somebody into your country that just wants to espouse like why even, they don't have a right to be here. We don't have to sit here and listen to them harping on us about how we should be destroyed from within our country. They can do the same thing outside of the country. I don't know why we have this cuck mentality that we should just let people like from within our borders do this stuff to us. It makes no sense. I don't think so.
For being part of a group that expresses support for a terrorist group. It's literally outlined, and this
Have a good one, Zach.
specific case, like, it is
Take
literally
care, man.
written down.
I hope you feel better.
Talk to you because you're intentionally being dishonest.
Define support. I would say passing out flyers and then inviting a person from a terrorist organization to speak at your event is supporting. That in my opinion, I think that's support.
Yeah, I think I agree with that.
That's coward.
Yeah, stop supporting terrorists. You would think that not supporting.
TB Weason says, so fuck immigrants if they don't lick our boots. If they don't want to be American and they don't want to be American and they want to destroy America, why the fuck are you here? We are not an economic zone. America is a country that has our own culture, our own people. We're not here for the world's economic prosperity. We're not like a fucking mall that like anybody can come in. Like it's stupid. That it's such a stupid argument. Like I
terrorists is easy to do, but you'd really be surprised. Let me go back.
Constitutionally protected. He's saying he won't talk to you because you're intentionally being dishonest. That's cowardice. Okay.
So if I go and I look at the tweet that Hasan made about me, and this is why I don't engage with this, it's because it's completely misrepresenting, absolutely 100% misrepresentation. When somebody opens up a conversation on the premise of me thinks it's a violation of free speech when devs make video game boobs smaller, but when the DHS openly kidnaps a green card holder for being pro-Palestine. Let's go ahead and break this down line by line. Asmongold thinks it's a violation of free speech when devs make video game boobs smaller. I wish it was, but unfortunately it's not. This is an obvious appeal. This is an ad absurdum. They're trying to make him look crazy, basically. You're thinking you are a crazy, unreasonable, stupid person. They're basically, rather than attacking Asmon's argument, they're trying to attack him directly by discrediting him. Believing this, and I'm going to caricature you as something that you're not in order to make you look stupid. So you introduce me as this. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much for the sub. Thank you, man. I've been dealing with a lot of this, guys. There's a lot of just I'll have like a point. I've been debating with people, and this is probably not a good idea. But when I was on vacation, like people kept DMing me to like debate them, and this isn't one specific person. If you know who you are, I'm not talking about you specifically. There were a lot of people that DM'd me. So for all the people that DM'd me, I'm not specifically talking about you. I'm talking about the plethora of people that DM'd me. For some reason, a lot of my friends who are left-wing, they just love messaging me. They love messaging me and they love arguing with me about political stuff. And I enjoy it, honestly. Like, I really like having a discussion about beliefs. I enjoy it. What I don't enjoy is when it's just personal attacks. When like they go around your argument and they just make a personal attack. Like it's like you present an argument, rather than addressing what you're saying, they go all the way around and they attack you in the back, and they just attack you yourself, right? It's like, bro, I have 3 summons on the field. You can't do that. None of them have flying. You have to, like, bro, you can't just hit me. Person, but then when the DHS openly kidnaps a green card holder for being pro-Palestine, he's not getting deported for being pro-Palestine. He's getting deported, and I don't know, maybe he's not going to get deported, right? There's a chance that he's not going to get deported.
I used the effect of Toon Dark Magician to go over your argument and attack you directly.
It will not be because he's pro-Palestine. It will be because he is part of a group that has expressed positivity towards being pro-Hamas. And this is the problem, is that Hasan keeps making this comparison. He keeps going and saying that being pro-Hamas is pro-Palestine. This is a terrible way of looking at it. 100%. And Hamas is a terrorist organization, and you do a massive disservice to Palestinians when you just use them interchangeably. 100% agree with this. This is the biggest like filter to like kind of any reasonable people actually taking like actually giving any sorts of shit about people in Palestine, is because people do this constantly.
I drew all 5 cards of Exodia. So Exodia.
Shago, thank you so much. Thank you for the bits. But yeah, this is such a filter to like people like giving any sort of like remote shit about Palestine, because once you start like combining like Palestinian citizens with Hamas, and like actually like saying like that Hamas is good, then you lose like almost everybody.
because this is not the same thing. And it damages their entire cause. It makes all of them look like they're these bad people. And he's doing this, and I think he's own-goaling for something that he's so fucking supportive of. He thinks it's awesome and not a violation of the First Amendment. It's not that I think that. It's that that's what the law is. That's what the law, classic free speech defender stuff here. So again, I am a free speech defender, but I have never said that I am a free speech absolutist. I've never said this before. I've openly...
I think free speech, and this might be like a little controversial. I don't believe in that either. I don't believe in free speech like absolutism. I don't think it's good. I know a lot of people will make the argument that it's good, but there's multiple things that you can't do that harm people with free speech. Like for example, you can't really like defame people. You can't spur people to action through speech. Like for example, if I told a person, like say like person A tells person B to kill person C, then that's not really free speech at that point.
Stated in many cases that there are tons of things that I think there should be limitations on free speech about. So when
I agree with
see
Asmon on
somebody
this.
who is in every single line of their statements about me mischaracterizing, intentionally caricaturing and misrepresenting what I'm saying, no, I'm not going to have a conversation about this because you're beginning on a foundation that doesn't exist. This does not exist. Everything about this is false. So by engaging with this, all you do is enable it. No, it's not going to happen. Let's see here. We're going to go through the rest of this. So this is what he said originally. It's not good faith at all. It's not even remotely good faith. It's like 180 degrees in the other direction. I think that Hasan...
There's a lot of this, I think, nowadays. Just a lot of like arguments that are just completely not in good faith that people make. And again, ones that kind of go around the argument, they target you directly. They basically make arguments for stuff that you don't even believe in. It happens so much. It's like, I don't know what happened. Like, I remember thinking about it, like, while I was on vacation. I was, like, sitting there, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, man, did humanity as a whole get, like, more retarded? Or was humanity always this retarded? And because of social media, we just see it a lot more. Which one is it? Which one is it? Is it getting more retarded, or always was retarded and it's just more visible?
And I don't...
Thanks for the follow, Maniac Matt. Thank you.
Good faith. It's like 180 degrees in the other direction. I think that Hasan, and I don't want to make it very personal, but I do worry that Hasan, like if I look at this clip, right, where is like fan comes up to there, here we go. Oh, this is me reacting to it. I saw this video yesterday. That was a while ago.
Thanks so much. I'm sorry, I forgot to say you need to stop drinking Coke Zero on stream.
Why?
It's boycott.
Wait, is it?
You're preaching pro-Palestine and you're...
Wait, why is Coke boycotted? Wait, what? Okay, so the reason why they wanted to boycott Coca-Cola is because the company operates in Israel. Wait, is that real? Okay. Coca-Cola sells Coke in Israel. So this is the reasoning.
Don't
Coca-Cola,
forget we live in the era of lead, fluoride, and microplastic
That's
poisoning
true.
all at the same
That guy with
Every
his
generation from baby boomers to now is objectively dumber than the
the
previous
guy with the
generations.
freaking leaded gasoline in the air, tetraethyl lead. Oh man. So their logic behind this is that Coca-Cola sells Coke in Israel and has operations, so in order to sell Coke in Israel, you would need operations in Israel if you weren't like just straight importing it, right? Like you would have to have like your own setup for like creating Coke in Israel. So the fact that Coke operates in Israel to sell their product means that they're contributing to the Israeli occupation of Palestinian territories. That's like such a stretch. That's fucking wild.
Drinking boycott stuff, please.
Thank you.
At least pretend. Do it off stream, please.
Okay, I'll put it in a glass. Is Pepsi okay?
No.
Is it...
Okay. No soda,
I didn't know it was like that.
I'm trying to stop it, isn't that?
Shutting down. So you have a person who is, in my opinion, to a degree, audience capture. These people got mad at him for drinking Coca-Cola, okay? Like if you look at, for example, my videos about Donald Trump, and if you look
it's like basically what Asmongold is saying is that he bends to his audience, basically. I think is what he's trying to say.
Asmongold, Ukraine, Trump. This has 2,000 downvotes. The reason why is because I expressed a lot of frustration.
Wait. Julio. How many downvotes do I have on my Ukraine video? How many downvotes? Is the downvote ratio about the same? I don't have the app that lets you see downvotes because I don't really care. Honestly, I kind of like it when people downvote my videos because it just gets me like more exposure. It says 31 dislikes. You know what's crazy is I actually was monitoring the Ukraine Russia videos, and it's actually fucking hilarious because the video first comes out. This is what it looks like. The video first comes out, and a ton of people unsub, and then it slowly like goes back up again and becomes positive. But at the very beginning, when like a Ukraine Russia video first comes out, there's like a ton of unsubs on it. A ton of unsubs on those videos. The funny thing is that you might say like, well, it's just political videos. Leaf, like you post a political video and like, you know, people unsub because they don't want to see that shit. Not the case, because the other videos that are not about that topic specifically, that were also political, didn't have the same effect. So it's specifically because of like the take I have on Ukraine and Russia.
Problem going against my audience in a lot of cases, and in fact some of my viewers get frustrated because I do it to a fault. The fact is that I think he needs to be more honest about this, and I think that him playing defense for it, all it's doing is it's radicalizing people against his cause. And I think that he does have, and again, I think Hasan does have fundamentally with the Palestinians a noble cause. But when you make the people that are these people that have had their life fucking destroyed, when you make being pro them, being pro terrorist group, what you
this is what I was saying earlier. Like it's so bad for those people.
Do is you make them look bad and you alienate average people against them. But we'll keep going. We'll watch the rest of it
with evidence to the contrary. Asmongold immediately said, if it's true, then I guess he's right and I'm wrong.
And I wish you could do the same. I wish he could say, if it's true that a green card holder can be deported for having connections to groups that have shown positivity towards terrorism, then he's absolutely justified to be deported. That's all.
Again, a green card doesn't give you a right to citizenship or a right to like stay in the country. It doesn't.
I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. And you can disagree with this, right? Like ideologically, but to say that that's not the case is completely ridiculous. It is stated that way. Do you think that Palestinians are Hamas supporters? I think a lot of them are, but I think that a lot.
Well, no, it's not really a right. It's a privilege. It's not. You don't really have a right to work in the United States. You have the privilege of working in the United States. It's different. You can just revoke the privilege.
A lot of them also aren't. And I think that a lot of the people that are Hamas supporters are the devil you know supporters. These are people who support Hamas because while they might not like Hamas, they want Hamas to stop the people that have been bombing them. And I think that it's understandable that many Palestinians would support Hamas. I'm not justifying it, but I'm saying it's understandable. So I don't hold it against the Palestinians. And even if you say it's 80%, that means 1 in 5 people doesn't deserve to be fucking categorized as a terrorist supporter. That's why I apologize for it. I think it's wrong. I think using a generalization like that to dehumanize those people and caricature their viewpoints is unfair to them. It's unfair to their cause, and it's dishonest. So no, I'm not going to do that. And even if it is 80%, that's still not enough for me to say that they're all collectively guilty. That's outrageous. It's more complicated than that, and anybody who's honest knows that, right? And if that's the way that the law works, I mean, I don't really know exactly how the law works. This is what I've heard.
Then why did you spend 48 fucking hours worth of content saying? Oh my God.
Is Hasan a lawyer? Like, the fact is that neither of us know what the fuck we're talking about. Neither of us are lawyers. I mean, neither of us are lawyers.
That's true. A lot of the times content creators don't have like the deep knowledge on a specific topic. It's just what we've heard or what we've looked into, very surface level. And this is why geopolitics is so hard, by the way. Like, Geopolitics is particularly hard. If you're talking about morality, it's a little bit easier because you're dealing with kind of more abstract things that it doesn't have like studies, and you don't really have to deal with like kind of data, right? But when you're dealing with geopolitics, now you're dealing with like, this person said this, and then this person said this that counters that, and then this person said this. So now you're like kind of vetting like individual reports, like who made this report, what is that person's angle. You have to dig like super deep to like actually understand like anything in geopolitics, because people lie all the time. There's propaganda, like every single angle has propaganda. It's really difficult to tell like what's actually true about an event.
So that's not how it works. That's if. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Now, in my
That was kind of my whole take with Russia, by the way, the Russia-Ukraine thing, is that I think there's propaganda on both sides. I like the idea that Ukraine, like Russia is the only one with propaganda is like kind of crazy to me. I think everybody has an angle on the Ukraine-Russia war, and like that's that's basically was my whole point, is that what's the Russian side of the story? That was my question, and a lot of people didn't like that I asked that question.
opinion, by the way, this is still
But like the truth is, I don't really care. I'm still gonna ask the question, even if people don't like it.
my opinion. I don't want to have anybody in the fucking country that's not a naturalized citizen that's supporting a terrorist organization. And I don't think that we need to afford the full rights of freedom of speech to people that are not even citizens to advocate for terror.
Okay, you don't like the First Amendment. That's it.
What?
See?
That's not what he said.
To advocate for terror.
Okay, you don't like the...
This is what I'm talking about. This is what I said. It's like, they're not actually, he's not actually addressing the argument. He's doing like a roundabout attack, like a roundabout cheap shot, basically, that has nothing to do with what Asmongold was saying.
First Amendment. That's it.
See? This is what I've been saying. What are we doing here?
You don't like the First Amendment, then. You are anti-free speech. That's it. You are anti-free speech.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. I don't know what to say, guys. Can you be deported as a U.S. resident? Yeah.
The thing is I feel like I've seen a lot of like these political commentator people, especially the bigger ones. I've seen a lot of stuff from a lot of the bigger ones, and I actually think that Asmond actually is like, he's pretty reasonable. Like, even if I don't, and by the way, when I say that like Asmond is reasonable, I don't agree with him on everything. There's a lot of things I disagree with Asmond on, and there's a lot of things I agree with Asmond on. And I think like even the ones that I disagree with him on, I think he's like at least trying to be kind of fair.
Can a naturalized citizen be deported? The short answer is yes. Well, no, you're right. They can actually still deport you if you're a citizen, but like the bar for that is like infinitely higher.
You folded, shaking my head. Wait, what?
Uh-oh.
Are they just imagining alternative realities? How the fuck am I folding? He's the one who's walking.
It's not about folding or not folding or walking things back or not walking them back. You just look at what the rules are. You look at what's written down, and it sure seems like if this guy's connected to this group, he broke the rules. I mean, we don't need, like, this is it doesn't need to have any ego attached to this. It's a simple evaluation of words on a page. That's all. We don't need to get emotionally attached to this. We don't need to get upset about this. Just look at what's being said and see whether it's true or not. I don't think it's that complicated, is it? Jeez.
Back the underlying falsehood that he was operating off of, that he was so confidently talking.
The underlying falsehood
that has now been seen by hundreds of thousands of people. Now, the reason why we can't have a fucking conversation, even though I added him directly, is because he doesn't want to have the conversation. It's not me.
Let me just get this off my chest. This is the reason why Asmond doesn't want to have a conversation. On their last one, Hasan said this.
People, by the way, Iran is actually weirdly very pro-trans. But I'm sure that you probably didn't know that.
Press X to doubt.
They're very homophobic, but they are.
I think I know where he's gonna go with this. Hold up.
Weird. A lot of cultures.
Wait, don't they? Hold on. Hold on. Is he gonna say that people? Hold on. Is he gonna say that people who are gay pretend to be the other gender so that they don't get killed? Is that what he's gonna say? Dude,
are actually very pro-trans, way more than the United States of America.
The very next day after Asman was banned, Hasan was belly laughing about it. Why? Because Iran actually forcefully pushes people to sex change when they are lesbian or gay.
You can't be fucking serious. You can't be fucking serious that your point is that they're incredibly pro-trans because of that. That's like your argument. How do you even get to that? Like, bro, like, how does your mind? How do you have this much copium? This is dude, this is lethal levels of copium. Like, this is some, jeez, unreal.
As a mean to avoid persecution.
I like that they're mad that Iran is woke on trans.
Yeah,
Too woke.
Yeah, way too woke.
A little too woke. They went overboard. Okay?
Way too woke.
Iran is the left went so far. Maybe they went out.
Thinking that this is a good thing is so insanely evil that I just can't. This is like Dr. Evil, like fucking Pinky at the corner of your mouth levels of evil. This is actually wild. Like, this is crazy. This is crazy. Like, I can't, bro. Like, I just can't.
Out of control a little
I'm
bit.
like shocked. Actually, I'm not. I'm not really surprised. But like, this is unreal.
It's like they're doing what people said like Biden would do.
They're doing I said it on that conversation. I said they're doing Kamala Harris. They're doing transgender surgeries on inmates.
I'm a propagandist.
Well, no.
For the record.
I'm not calling
I'm a
you that.
propagandist.
I'm just saying. I'm going to play you.
I'm saying I am.
Okay. Well, then I want to.
I'm saying I am.
I just
before
want to
you
put
even play it.
I have not only a genuine, firmly held ideological conviction here, but I also understand the
So wait, we're hold up. So were gay people and trans people not offended by that? I'm just confused because I feel like if a right-wing person said that exact same thing, they would get crucified. Like, that, what the fuck? That's crazy. That is some Frieza level shit. Yeah, I will admit.
Existing rules set in place better than Asmongold does. It's okay. It's all right to not know everything, and I certainly don't know all of the confines of like, I don't know everything about the fucking immigration law either. It seems like I know a little bit more than he does, or at least know how to correctly read and interpret the things that are in front of me.
Yeah. Let's see if there's any more.
No. Okay, guys, listen. I have to be clear because I don't want to get in trouble. And I also don't mean this. I'm memeing when I say that well, I'm not. I'm not memeing when I say it's evil. It is pretty evil. But I just want to be clear for everybody. I'm not advocating for a Saiyan to go do anything about it. When I say that Hasan and they're acting like Frieza, I'm not advocating for a person to go Super Saiyan and beat the shit out of him. I'm just saying I'm not advocating for that. I just want to be very clear. Okay? I'm not saying that any Saiyans in this universe that still exist should beat him up. I'm not saying that. Okay? I am against violence, especially Super Saiyan violence, Super Saiyan levels of violence. I'm planet destroying. I'm against that. I just want to be very clear.
These, I think there could be a little bit more. I don't know.
Terrorist simps are out of control by Asmongold 6 hours ago. Talking about
this is the video I did. He's not happy about this video. Terrorist simps are out of control, which, by the way, is true. Absolutely, completely out of control. Completely misrepresenting Palestine. Totally hurting the cause. Like, massively detrimental to this group.
Mahmoud Khalil, by the way, Mr. Free Speech Defender.
You can really tell he's never been punched in the mouth.
When boobs are...
I don't like violence, you guys.
When boobs get...
Unless it's self-defense. Self-defense is okay and incredibly based. And, yeah. Justice is also incredibly based. Those are okay.
Pixelated, or when boobs are like a little bit smaller in a fucking video game, that's the worst thing that's ever happened to free speech. That's the grossest
True. Yeah, sure. And so you guys can see where I'm coming from, right? With like not wanting to engage with this. Why would I engage with it?
Free speech crime that Sony could commit.
I'm not a big fan of violence because people disagree with you on a certain point. Unless they're trying to kill you, then that's a different story, obviously. Yeah, I just want to be clear about that.
On Stellar Blade. God forbid when the American state actually fucking puts down the hammer and decides, we don't like what you have to say, you're going to get deported. Then he goes, terrorist simps.
We don't like what you have to say. Well, I mean, I would say that's a little bit of a, you know, kind of brushing it a little bit under the rug there. I'd say just a little bit, right? Just a little bit.
It's awesome.
They don't like what he has to say. He agrees with wanting again the specific the group that he's agreeing with and he's advocating for specifically wants like the destruction of the West. So yeah.
Based. As I was saying, pro-Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil was black-bagged from his Columbia University.
Black-bagged. This is like a term for what Stalin would do with people. It's, again, the emotional escalation of this. It's unbelievable.
University campus apartment by the Department of Homeland Security by ICE agents.
Yes.
And expeditiously shipped off to Louisiana. Today, in New York, a New York judge oversaw whether or not that was appropriate.
Yes.
Okay? And it's not appropriate. We learned that the Department of Homeland Security actually openly stated that there was no illegal reasons there was no law that was violated for Mahmoud Khalil's,
which has nothing to do with it at all. This is a total red herring. It never had anything to do with a law being broken or not. Maybe you could make that argument, but that's not the argument being made. That's it. It was never the point. And so this is again, it's capitalizing on people's lack of
Stalin,
understanding.
famous for asking his critics to leave Russia peacefully as their only punishment.
Thank you for the bits, Remy. Thank you.
Or people's willingness to believe this. The fact is that if you're a green card holder, there are certain things that you still can't do. Like, for example, two of them are...
Sorry, I forgot. I was supposed to rewind.
And so this is, again, it's capitalizing on people's lack of understanding or people's willingness to believe this. The fact is that if you're a green card holder...
So the my editors wanted me to remove the text-to-speech during videos. The compromise is that I will pause it and rewind it after every single one.
There are certain things that you still can't
do.
Like, for example, two of them are... And you also can't support terrorist organizations. You can't do either one of those. So it's not the exact same thing as being a citizen. If it was, they'd be able to vote. You can't vote, and you also can't support terrorist organizations. You can't do either one of those. So it's not the exact same thing as being a citizen. If it was, they'd be able to vote.
And subsequent deportation, or the deportation process starting, and that it was specifically because they didn't like what he was saying.
They didn't like what he was saying. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, that's... What was he saying? I wonder, right? I don't even know what to say. Yeah, this is crazy. They just didn't like what he had to say. Yeah, I wonder why. And so, and this isn't even the first time. I don't understand why this is happening. It's kind of odd for me to see this, but...
And yes, in terms of Mudahar, he's an interesting...
He's even getting mad at Mudahar. What's this?
Person, because I used to talk to him all the time. I used to get...
yeah, bro, at least use AI to like blend the two images. Like, what are you doing?
Get help from him on like Steam Deck related stuff, and then he started orbiting Destiny around the same time that Destiny was like becoming super pro Israel, and he noticeably was quiet on this issue. You know, he had more tweets about this. Not sure what he meant by your kind though. Maybe you know.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, like you are not pro free speech.
I completely feel Asmon's frustration right now because that's how I feel on a daily basis.
You're not an honest person, and all you care about either in this situation, all you care about is...
This is like saying that like Hasan isn't pro free speech because he doesn't want Aiden Ross back on the platform. It's just, again, it's such an obvious misrepresentation.
It's either making money, okay? All you care about is either making money and farming this as like angling this in the least contentious way possible and make money off the backs of people fucking dying, babies getting murdered every single day by Israel.
This is, again, more emotional manipulation. Again, oh, well, this is emotional like, oh, there's babies getting killed, so now my opinion is right. Yeah, it's emotional appeal, so it's not worth taking seriously.
It's either something that you're not genuinely interested in,
yes,
or B, it's worse, you actually do like Israel, but you're too ashamed to admit it. And I don't think he likes Israel and he's too ashamed to admit it. I think he's just like not very knowledgeable and you know, wanted to make a statement about it, but take a very centrist position. And because he can't,
how can you get mad at a person for that? He takes a moderate position because he doesn't feel like he's particularly informed about it, and he says
that's like so out of touch to be like this person's taking a moderate position, which is awful. That's crazy.
This is problematic, and that's fine. I feel like if you can't let people that are like, if you want to push everybody to extremism, you will, but it'll be to the other side.
Say something directly about Israel or Gaza, because then everyone's going to eat his ass alive. All he does.
Yeah, I mean, it's really not helping like their side.
Is go after people who do demonstrate the courage to talk about these issues.
Having the courage to talk about the issues doesn't mean that you have to support terrorism. There are plenty of people that talk about the issues without supporting terrorism or playing terrorist propaganda. What is the only way to help the Palestinians to play terrorist propaganda? How does this doesn't even make sense?
Meanwhile,
anyway, here's another one. And so, and this is what he said about it too. Muda, in this particular case, because he's an insane case, because he's a victim of the same right-wing mobs he often farms in videos. He literally left Twitter because of vicious racism, and now he's back again only to farm more. Motherfucker, they hate you more than they hate me. No. And this is Hasan trying to weaponize.
He's a victim of the same right-wing mobs he often farms in his videos. He literally left Twitter because of vicious racism, and here he is back again, only to farm more. They hate you more than they hate me.
Identity politics to say
am I reading too much into that it's kind of like saying that like
Mudahar should be ideologically aligned with Hasan because of his skin color?
That's what I was thinking. That is it because of his skin color that he's making that claim?
Or with his ethnicity.
That's what I was thinking, but I didn't want to say it.
He's saying that, well, you should be on my side because of your culture, and this culture should be on our side. I don't
know much about Mudahar. I'll be real, guys. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. I don't know much about internet celebrities. I don't really follow that much on them. Just if it's kind of like within my own interests, I don't really know much about like the different people.
I think this is a good way of looking at it. I don't. Mudahar, he might be an Indian American, but I think he's from India. I'm not even really sure where Mudahar is fucking from. Honestly, I think it's India. Either way, he's Canadian? Future American. He's also a Canadian. Born here in Canada. He's living in India, as far as I know. Yeah, he's not an he's not an American yet.
Having said that, part of the reason why he came back was to unironically
future American territory, not state yet. You have to prove yourselves first. You become a territory first, like Guam and Puerto Rico, and then you gotta get in line. I think you gotta get in line.
You know, play the role of
Guam and Puerto Rico have been waiting for a while. I think it's unfair to let Canada skip the line.
One of the good ones. That's what's so crazy.
So insinuating that Mudahar is now being an Uncle Tom and Uncle Ruckus, and he's saying that, well, aren't these brown people all kind of bad? I'm one of the good ones. Well, I don't know about that, right? I mean, I don't think that's the case. I really don't. I don't think so at all. Perhaps he's staying cool-headed. No, the thing is that I never let things turn personal. I don't let things turn personal. I don't need them to be personal. This is a disagreement on an idea.
I really like that. I really like that mentality. I need to adopt it a little bit more. I think lately I've been trying a little bit harder to take things less seriously. Like, dude, like I think like if it was a year ago, so when I was on break, there was a post about me on X, and I think if it was, hold on, wait, where is that? Did you guys see the thread? So I think if it was like a year ago, I probably would have read into this completely wrong. So, James Reeves, from TFB TV, who does like the gun, like remember we were looking at like that UMP that UMP that was being made, the UMP clone. Yeah. The thing is like as of like a couple weeks ago, I'm trying to make it a point not just to be a little bit less serious about stuff and just like not take things so seriously. And it really helped me in this situation because I saw this and I just laughed at it. And it was a good thing that I did because it was just a joke. It was just a joke. And so I just kind of like rolled with it. And it was actually just a joke. It said here, where's my post? I made a post that said, no, I retweeted it. I retweeted it here. Where is it? Oh, right here. So it says, I'm kind of wishing I never made the original video that they got this absolute dog shit because it was like the video right here. So this is like the original post by Wyatt. James finally made it as a content creator. Anime girls are now reacting to your content. And then he replied with, I'm kind of wishing I had never made the original video that begot this absolute dog shit. And then it says here, Ted Kaczynski was right. And the proof is an 8-minute long video of a 37-year-old man pretending to be a liquid anime girl because I used the slime model in this one. While commenting the video about the Croatian submachine gun. I replied here with, I'm a product of MK Ultra, obviously. And I had retweeted it with this. I said, based, oh, wait a minute. And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to like take things less seriously. Just kind of like, just be more chill. And I kind of like that, how Asmond is like that. And I'm trying to be a little bit more like that. Just like kind of like, you know, like no need to take everything so personally and have like a big fight about it all the time. And I kind of like that.
If people want to make it personal, that's their own prerogative, but I'm not going to reciprocate that. This is just simply a disagreement that I have. And these are the reasons why I think it's bad. That's it.
It was kind of good. It was kind of, but I just want to be clear, like he was just joking. He was obviously just joking if you didn't get that. Like he's not mad at me. Like James is not mad at me. Yeah, it's just memes. We were just joking. We actually like, he actually like talked to me about it and we were just like joking about it.
Except someone wipes your rate, yeah.
He will say, I don't have a political opinion, but then also turn around and demonstrate a political opinion that, of course, is trying to...
I think that a political opinion of saying that it's not a good idea to play terrorist propaganda on Twitch, while, by the way, it was against TOS, you know, little fine print there. This is not a political opinion. This is common sense.
Position himself as like a centrist person, okay? As a centrist person, angling it from the perspective of drama, to which he also responded, by the way, in your video on Gaza. He said, yes, I do admit to not being an expert on the topic. Didn't cover it as drama since it isn't one. Serious situation with dead people.
None of the content creators on Twitch are really experts on these topics, to be honest.
Attacks happening every day. I just don't downplay rapes and sugarcoat violent organizations like you. Also didn't defend Asmon in vid. What's interesting
including
about that
me, by the way,
response is it basically demonstrates the exact thing that I'm talking about. It also is a lie. He did cover it as simply drama because I responded back to him.
Well, he covered it as drama because it was regarding, so there's two separate things and these are like concentric circles. So there's like the Israel.
The thing is it takes too much time and too much research to be like an expert on like a geopolitical topic because there's so much to understand.
Palestine conflict, and then there's the way that it's being approached on Twitch. So if he covers this inner circle of it, that doesn't mean that he's covering
Hasan knows Luffy though, dude. That's not being Luffy. Luffy wouldn't do that. I know Luffy's like a pirate in One Piece, but he would not act like that, to be honest. If you think that, you haven't really watched One Piece.
Issue, even though the greater issue is informing the inner circle. That's the difference.
I'm saying I didn't cover it as drama with
which and I think it's very important because like if Mudahar had covered Israel Palestine as like a meme and like you know, like whatever, right, then I would have said that was disrespectful and I would agree with Hasan. I just don't think that's what he was doing. I don't think that's what he intended on doing either. Like I know Mudahar, I've spoken to him multiple times. I don't know him well. I would say like you know, an acquaintance so far, but I like the guy. I do. I like the guy. And it's conflation. Yeah, exactly. The things that were being said on Twitch are in some cases kind of separate from the actual conflict itself. Like these two things are, it's like two separate realms.
This tweet, okay.
Yo, Gideon, thanks for 5 subs, man. Appreciate it. Hope you're doing well,
I don't
man.
do this, and then
Keep
ends
fighting
up
the good
doing
fight.
it.
I've been watching
I responded with, "We were a year into a genocide here. This was your only video."
This is again, we're a year into a genocide. This is again another emotional appeal. Another. Oh my god, I hate that argument. Well, it's just to claim the moral high ground. It's to claim the moral high ground so you can grandstand about something.
On the topic, it downplayed and ran defense for Asmon's takes, while the bulk of your commentary revolved around how.
You know what? I had kind of this conversation earlier in the Discord. Maybe I shouldn't go into it now because it's kind of a complex topic. I want to understand what people mean by Israel's committing a genocide. I'm not saying that it's happening, and I'm not saying that it's not happening. I'm saying what is the evidence that the side that says that Israel is committing a genocide, what is the proof behind it? Like I didn't really have that much time to talk about it in the debate chat, but I asked that question, and I don't think there was a sufficient response. They're using evil words to make Israel evil. Yeah, but see, I want to hear it from somebody that believes it. Does that make sense? Like someone that actually believes that Israel is committing a genocide. I want to know where that comes from, because I'm curious. I just want to know, like, what's the evidence behind that? What are the reports behind that? Because I just want to know. Right? I want to know. When I did ask that, the evidence I was given was a article, and I actually did look at the article. I actually did read it. And it was an article by some guy. What's his name? I actually took notes on this. Let me find my notes. This is a funny thing. Guys, how many times do you think people do this where you ask for proof and they send you like a long ass fucking article expecting that you'll never read it? But like, I actually did read it. And I actually did look into the author. So basically, the title of the article was Lebensraum as a justification for Israeli settlements, something like that. So I actually did like look into this, and the article, so this being used as proof, people were saying this is proof that Israel was committing genocide. But after reading the article, this is just one dude and his opinions. I was like, how does that have anything to do? Like because if one person posts an opinion on the internet, that's like becomes the actual reason? That doesn't make sense to me. And like, I looked up this guy too. He's just a historian. He just teaches at Tel Aviv University, and it's like he has a take that has some heated language that you could say has been used by other regimes that did try to commit genocide. But I don't see the connection there to that being proof. Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's why I'm wondering, like, what is the proof? Like, I kind of want to ask somebody. Like, maybe I'll ask one of my friends. But yeah, I don't see how it's proof. And I want to ask somebody who actually believes that, like somebody who keeps saying that, like that Israel is committing genocide. Like, I want to know, why do you think that?
On the topic, it downplayed and ran defense for Asmon's takes, while the bulk of your commentary revolved around how evil the pro-Palestinian streamers were.
Sorry, I'm pausing again. I'm curious. That's why I want to know. I want to hear the story of what makes them say that so confidently, right? Because the people that say that Israel's committing genocide, they say it so confidently. So it's like, I want to know what makes you so confident that that's the case. It's because of civilian casualties. I mean, there's civilian casualties in war all the time. That doesn't make sense to me.
Clips you for Asmon.
Claim the moral high ground so you can grandstand about something.
On the topic, it downplayed and ran defense for Asmon's takes, while the bulk of your commentary revolved around how evil the pro-Palestinian streamers were from clips you compiled off Snark subreddits. 900.
That's the Rainbow says, no shade. You have a lot of friends in the life asking these types of questions. Well, the thing is like, it's not hard for me to be friends with people that I don't agree with on stuff. And there's a lot of people on Discord. There's people on Discord that are pro-Palestine. There's people on Discord that are pro-Israel, and they argue all the time about it. And I'm fine with that. Like I think that's how you more understand your point of view, is by arguing, or not arguing, debating. Sorry, debating things.
90,000 views though, and then I said just gonna leave.
I watched his video about me. I don't think that he really defended me. I think that he just said that I misspoke and I was talking about Hamas and not all Palestinians, which is effectively true. But I misspoke and that's my fault. So that's not really defending, it's clarifying.
This year,
let's see here. I think we've got one more. Oh, here we go.
This time, for much of the time frame in my coverage on Israel-Palestine, I haven't really hyped.
Renee says the percentage of civilian casualties are within the range of urban warfare, even with their bases being under hospitals. That's crazy. That's kind of what I thought it was, actually, Rignac. That was my thought on it. It was if you have one side that is using civilians as shields, then obviously there would be civilian casualties at some point. Even in war, just generally, like there's always civilian casualties in war. It's impossible to like completely like have a zero civilian casualty like number. That's basically impossible. So I don't think that civilian casualties in of themselves, just the fact that there are civilian casualties in of themselves is proof of genocide. It would have to be a ridiculously high number that is like far over some figures that are unreasonable, basically.
Focused on like a bunch of these drama slop tubers. I think Bad Empanada has done a decent job. Bad Empanada has done a decent job of like going after some of these guys, at least like by breaking down the lack of arguments that they're posting on their videos, right? Because normally you would think like, okay, these guys don't have any sort of serious interest or whatever. Why are you talking about them? They're silly.
Just as I always find it a bit rich that people from countries that have historically leveled cities, wholesale drawing powers, and still maintain the ability to do so are so critical of urban. True.
They're completely.
I don't know who Bad Empanada is.
They're irrelevant, right? Like real things are happening in the world.
Sorry, I don't know who Bad Empanada is.
They're silly. They're completely. They're irrelevant.
What's
right?
a bread tuber? Wait, what is a bread tuber? What does that mean? Bread tuber, what does that mean? I actually don't know what that means. Wait, why is it bread tuber? Wait, what? Oh, bread line. Oh, I see.
In the world, and these guys.
It's just a derogatory term. I see.
As a collective, they.
This is a standard Leaflit stream. Take 2 hours to watch a 15-minute video. Yeah.
Like that.
How long have we been watching this already? This is a 31-minute video. I'm gonna guess we were at it for like an hour.
There would always be a bunch of posts from people that are from his subreddit that would post. Made a lot of posts. Like a lot of the times when I saw there were a bunch of posts, anytime Destiny would say anything about me or anything like that, there would always be a bunch of posts from people that are from his subreddit that would post. There would always be a bunch of posts from people that are from his subreddit that would post it on my subreddit. That there times when I saw there were a bunch of posts, anytime Destiny would say anything about me or anything like that, there would always be a bunch of posts from people that are from his subreddit that would post it on my subreddit. It is true that sometimes they brigade. That's what every group does. That's what every community does. Destiny's community is very aggressive. They are. But at the same time, that aggression doesn't matter. The main thing that matters is the actual subject material, right? Yeah, the facts matter more.
Where a lot of this stuff comes from. It's okay. You don't have to admit it, but we know that that's what a lot of slop tubers do. It's not just Destiny subreddit either.
And this is, again, a delegitimization of Mudahar, slop tube.
The follow interest. I get called that a lot too.
This is again.
People call me a slop tuber.
I
get called that all the time.
Mudahar, slop tuber. Now Mudahar isn't legitimate, positioning himself as above Mudahar. A sense of authority. Like you see how this is happening, right? Hasan's a slop tuber too. Well,
my brother used to say that my Pokemon spirit animal was the little trash can one. You guys know the garbage Pokemon. He said that was my Pokemon spirit animal. As I was a little Trubbish. Yeah. He said I was a little Trubbish. Maybe he was right.
People, like, there are people that say that. Would I say that? No, I don't think Hasan's a slop tuber. I don't think Mudahar is either. I think this is just a pejorative term that Hasan is using to delegitimize Mudahar. And I think that it's inaccurate.
They literally, most
Again, like personal attacks in order to go around arguments.
people that make these kinds of like drama-centered videos unironically just source it off of fucking Reddit. That's it. They literally go off of Reddit comments. That's the game out here. That is the level of research
He's right about this. That's true.
that most people dedicate to T channels and drama channels in general.
I think this is an abstract accusation that implies a lack of credibility, but this isn't really accompanied by any example or any specific case of an inaccurate.
I've been experiencing this so much. Just people in arguments, just going, not even addressing what I'm saying, just going all the way around them and attacking me directly.
Accuracy. It's not done out of any sort of authentic viewpoint. It's done to delegitimize.
Like I had an argument where I was talking to somebody, and the argument was like, I said, here's the data, here's a study, here's a study that is a joint study by 3 different groups, where the data does match up. This is what they said, and then the response to it, by the way, like I presented the study, I gave a summary of the study, I posted the percentages, and I said, this, here's the data. And you want to know what the response was? The response was Russian propaganda. I was like, so you just, and then so I told him, I said, okay, so how is it possible for us to have a debate if anytime I bring up a point, I was like, is there anything I could do? Like, is there any news source that I could present that supports my claim that you would say isn't Russian propaganda? And they said, no. And I was like, why are we arguing then? I said, why are we arguing? This is a waste of time.
The opposition.
But yeah, it's notice how there is no statement here.
I was like, listen, man, you're my homie. We're friends. Don't ever argue politics with me, please. Just fucking stop. I don't want to talk about politics with you because it's pointless. It is pointless. It's exercising futility.
Okay, notice how there is no like evidence here. The evidence is Twitch is allowing violent and unfiltered rhetoric, or you're downplaying rapes.
They are. Hasan didn't get in trouble. And again, I'm not advocating for Hasan to get in trouble now. I believe in the statute of limitations. I'll say it again. But at the same time, he did play terrorist propaganda. He interviewed a terrorist. These things happen. Unequivocally, these things happen. That's it. This isn't a debate, right? It's bad. Shouldn't have done that.
Like, did this person read the UN report? Did he even
That wasn't about the UN report. It was about Twitch doing something wrong. So the thing is that this is, again, an appeal to some form of authority. Well, he didn't read the UN report. The video's not about the UN report. The video is about Twitch and their policy and how they apply their policy and if people on the platform are breaking that policy. It's not about the issue itself.
Watch like the Sheryl Sandberg.
Need Healing in chat says, I think Hasan should be banned. I think Twitch should enforce the rules evenly and fairly. It's obviously not the case. I don't like people getting permabanned for their views. I'd rather people concede their views and just like say that their views are dumb because, like, you know, if they make bad points, then they make bad points. But if they're gonna have rules, if they're gonna say we're gonna ban people that, you know, fulfill these requirements, then it should be applied evenly to all people and all ideologies. The fact that it's only applied one-sidedly and that certain people are immune from any sort of consequences is makes the entire thing like feel illegitimate, which it is, really.
And the reason, by the way, this is an appeal to authority is because he's sourcing an authority that's not relevant to the topic. topic. When your doctor tells you that you need to stop eating Cheetos because you're getting fat, you can't tell your doctor that he's making an appeal to authority because he has a relevant contextual knowledge about the topic. An appeal to authority is when you reference authority or a degree of awareness that's not relevant directly to the topic, which is what Hasan is doing right here. Didn't he dismiss the UN report? Well, whether he did or didn't, it's completely not relevant to the video.
Atrocity propaganda flick and then develop his opinion on this issue. Did he read any Israeli newspapers or American newspapers on the matter? And that's how he came up with this idea that like mass rapes had taken place. Screams without words propaganda piece that was immediately undermined, by the way.
Well, there were also the women that came out and said that they got raped. I mean, there was that too, and it should be acknowledged that it happened. Unless all the women are lying, hey, maybe they're all lying.
Did he do any of that? Is that why he has this position? No, he has no position.
Bro, this ain't the hill to die on. And I think that optically it hasn't been, and I think that optically it's been bad for Hasan.
Just repeating something he saw on Reddit. That's my point. Yeah, he's just he's just framing drama for views from his right-wing gamer audience. I don't think you should.
Quite an accusation to make.
Think too much.
To be fair, he's reading a chat message. It's Hasan is just simply reading what somebody else.
I think Asmon's being incredibly fair with like his analysis of this.
Is saying, but I think that what that person is saying is bullshit.
I'm not. I know that is the statement. I know that is what's going on. I don't like that. I don't like that these guys' only politics is basically.
He's giving him too much credit. Well, I mean, if you want people to not read into the worst possible, like when you say something and you want people to not read into the worst possible thing that it could have been that you said, take things completely out of context. You can't take other people out of context as well, and you have to like also give them the benefit. Otherwise, it makes you look like a hypocrite.
So many slop.
Yeah, he'll do it anyway, but he's not trying to convince Hasan. He's trying to convince all of the moderate people in chat. Like, this is a common misconception. Like, if we have someone who's ridiculous, like a ridiculous person in chat, and like me or Asmon are arguing with them, we already know that the odds of actually convincing somebody who has a really crazy take is really, really low. It's in order to explain your point to everybody else that is reasonable in chat. Does that make sense?
Tubers, so many slop tubers online, their only frame of reference for politics is just like, this guy is an avatar for all things progressive. A lot of people fucking hate him for that reason. I'm just gonna shit on that guy. And it's a cowardly way to say your position without saying your position. Okay, oh, I'm a liberal, but honestly, I don't really like this guy who is seemingly far too progressive for me. Guys, I'm one of the good ones. Come on, I'm a centrist. And it's very frustrating.
Well, a liberal isn't a centrist. Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't think so. I mean, I guess maybe they could be, but to
Are you libertarian? I don't know. I don't know what label. I don't know what. I don't really put a political label on myself, to be honest. I don't know. It depends on the topic, I guess.
Me, I don't think that they are.
It's very frustrating to see that shit. It's cowardly. It's infinitely.
If I were to like have to put a label on it, I think it's probably something like moderate conservative, maybe. I don't know.
Infinitely better if you just don't even entertain this stuff at all. You don't bring it up. You don't get into it. You don't throw your hat in the fucking ring. It's all copy paste too.
But I don't really know, and I don't care what my political label is.
All copy paste. It's all.
I'm technically independent, like registered wise. That's my. I'm not registered as I'm not registered as affiliated with a political party. I vote for whoever I think is the best, basically. Doesn't matter to me like it doesn't matter to me what the letter is on their name. And I voted for Democrats before. But if I were to say what my voting record is, it's probably like 95% Republican.
Your hat in the fucking ring. It's all.
Does that mean I like Republicans? Not really. I don't really like them. I just think that they're less bad half the time than the Democrat candidate. Especially on issues that I care about, like guns. I care about guns a lot. If a person is anti-gun, I won't vote for them, basically.
Copy paste too.
If they're anti-2A, it's just insta pass. Like I just insta no vote, basically. Insta won't vote for you, regardless of like what party you are. If you do anything anti-gun, I won't vote for you.
It's all copy paste. It's all ridiculous.
Well, the reason it's copy paste is because people are talking about the same topic. But I think that that's basically really it. Okay, so
Trump banned bump stocks. I'm gonna be real. I don't really care about bump stocks that much, to be honest. I know a lot of people care about them. I don't really care about them. I care more about like things that are more usable.
that's basically it. I think that I've pretty much established the way that I feel about it.
I care more about like SBR rules and like I mean you gotta be honest, like even if Trump has done some anti 2A stuff, the amount of pro 2A stuff is a lot. So
sets a precedent.
It's kind of like is it gonna be in total like good for guns? Then I'll vote for them. Thank you for the bits, Beezus. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. I really appreciate. It's an accessory and sets a precedent. That is kind of true. But I mean, like, who are you gonna vote for? Are you gonna like? Would you vote for a person? Right? Like, it's a calculation. Like, would you vote for a person that does something anti bump stock, but then like they are against like other things, like other gun restrictions, right? Versus a person who just is like, yeah, I'm gonna ban all that shit. Right? It's a balance of the two, right? To be fair, the times I did vote Dem, it was Dem against Dem. My choices were two Dems. So I guess I did vote for a Dem in those cases.
Second.
Take all the guns to go to due process second. Thank you for the bits, Beezus. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, and I mean, I'm against that, right? But then it's kind of like, who would be worse against guns? Like my what are my choices here? Like Trump and Kamala, right? And Kamala openly doesn't like guns, so it's kind of like, yeah. There are cases where I've had to vote either like a choice between two Democrats, and I just chose the one that was less bad because it was like one of them was gonna win anyway. And you can make an argument that you should just no vote at that point, but then I think it's complicated. It's complicated because it's like do I really want the person to win that has like the more annoying policies, right?
I think that Hasan is
No
framed it
matter
in a
who you vote
disingenuous
for,
way,
make
and
sure
I think
you
that
never
the
let them
support
off the
of this
fire.
guy, I think just categorically and
write someone in.
according to at least, like,
Writing someone in kind of is just throwing away your vote, to be honest. I think really what I should do maybe is just register Republican, just so I can vote in primaries. But like I kind of don't want to because I kind of love it when they call me during voting season. They call me and I get to troll them. It's like the best. Like they always like call you and they're like, hey, can I count on your vote to vote for this Democrat? And I love trolling them. Like it's my favorite pastime is to just troll people during election season. I'll be like, hello, I am Jerry calling for the Democrats. Like, can I count on you to vote on this? I'll be, hi Jerry, how's it going? I'm really concerned about the I'm really concerned about the upcoming about the resurgence in the cases of Ligma. What is your political candidate's stance on Ligma, and are they going to take Ligma seriously? It's like I love it. Like it's so good.
My understanding of the law is really misplaced. This Mahmoud Khalil guy. I'll say also that I think he deserves a fair trial. I think it's a really important topic, and it's
counter argument is that primarying out rhinos is more important than that. Yeah, I know, Molotov. I know. I don't think you're wrong.
something that it's directly related to me. Obviously, I've got people talking about me and like my opinions about this, people calling me a racist, a fascist, a Nazi, etc. for this kind of stuff. Of course, I'm going to express my viewpoints on this. Of course, I'm going to defend myself to an extent. I hope that whatever rights he does have are followed, and I do not support any...
Did you hear there's apparently a push to primary Massey? Oh, man, dude, I kind of like Massey's like kind of stuff on guns, man. Oh, it's so rough. It's so rough because he's been like pretty like, correct me if I'm wrong, but Massey's been pretty good for guns. Like he's been like really good at like kind of dunking on people that don't know anything about guns. Yeah.
Revocation of
he's been
those
very
rights
good. Yeah,
does have
yeah,
are
yeah,
followed, and I do not support any.
No matter who you vote for, they are retarded too. Remember, life is still a long trip on a short bus, and politics is extra loud screaming from the retards.
500, man. Thank you so much, man. It's because he's not pro-Israel. Wait, what happened? I actually, guys, I've been gone like the last week, more than a week. I don't know what happened with Massey. I don't know why people are mad at him and trying to primary him. I'm assuming that he no voted on something. He voted on something with the Democrats. My guess is that it was a lockstep vote, like right along party lines, and Massey crossed it, and then like that made people mad. That's my guess. I don't know what actually happened.
Whatever rights he does have are followed, and I do not support any revocation of those rights. I think that even though I disagree with what he's doing, and or like I disagree with him being here, I don't think that, you know, that means that he shouldn't, you know, be given the fair treatment, right? Hasan was right about one thing, is that a lot of people watch
let's
my videos,
trigger that.
and so I want to make sure that people have, and of
but
course,
then
like,
again,
I mean,
if
it's his right
if
to
the fair treatment, if the rules of the law say that you can kick him out, then fair game, right? I don't think they should like twist the law in order to kick him out.
respond to anything that I'm saying, and, you know, to give his perspective on it too, and to disagree however much he wants. That's totally okay. But this is what my perspective is, and I think that this is a very fair perspective, and it's a genuine perspective that I think is shared by, I would say, the overwhelming majority of the country, that we don't need to have people who are not citizens coming into our country advocating for terrorism, or being part of groups that advocate for terrorism. So
It's, guys, and it's not even like, let's be clear here. It's not even just terrorism. Even if you took that off the table, they're advocating for the destruction of, like, to take down the West, which is America, which is like they're trying to take America down specifically. It's like, why would you allow someone like that in your country? It makes no fucking sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's like the easiest, guys, this is the easiest vote kick ever. It's so fucking easy. This guy is obviously trolling. Just vote kick him. Like,
yeah,
I don't
terrorism
get
is
it,
too
man.
big of a term right now.
It's
okay,
so easy.
Maybe you're right, but I think that any reasonable person would agree that Hamas is a terrorist organization. Like, I would say that, like, that's definitely, you know, like, there's a gray area.
Look at that. Look at that.
Like, I would say
Look at that cute photo. Look at that. That cute photo.
that, like, that's definitely, you know, like, there's a gray area, and then there's the black and white. This is on that side.
Yep. I actually agree with Asmon on that, like 100%. That's a really good video. I'll link you guys the Asmon video.